there are always a player, a quarterback, or a player that you looked up to over the years that played in the NFL, played college football, that really drove you. I want to be like him. That's the guy I want to be like. Is there a particular player in the NFL right now, or has been in the NFL, or playing college football right now that you look up to?
Actually, no. I get that question a lot, and I never really.
I'm sorry I asked it then.
I
Just
never
kidding.
really looked up to any NFL or college quarterback because I always seen myself being better than the NFL or college quarterbacks. I always wanted to push myself to have them look up to me or have someone look up to me. So I never really looked up to anyone.
Well, I look up to you. How's that? I'm 38 years old, and I'm looking up to you, man. I'm going to be wearing your jersey. And you know what? I am going to buy Carlos Del Rio's jersey. And no, I am not going to let you sign it because I don't want to get you in trouble.
You're going to buy a Florida jersey as a Florida State fan?
Yeah, I'm a Florida State fan, but I like the Florida Gators.
Right.
I've always liked the Florida Gators. I was always an Urban Meyer fan, and when Tim Tebow played for them, I rooted for them. Absolutely. So, and he, I like this kid. I like him. And you know what? We're going to get him on the show more often because I like that spunk. I like that spunk out of you, man. I really do. I like it. Outspoken. I'm outspoken. I do it all the time on the show. So.
Thank you.
Carlos, I've asked a lot of analysts this question, but this is the first time I'm asking a player this question. In terms of the debate on whether the college football playoff should expand to 8 teams, maybe to 16 teams, maybe to 12, we've heard at times. What is your thought on that from a player and maybe obviously watching football growing up as a college football fan?
I don't think it would really matter to me because, like I said, I love to compete. So if they expand the playoffs and add teams, that's just more competition for me and more teams for me to beat, or for more teams for us to show what we got. So if they would like to expand it. Bring on the team so we could keep showing you how we gonna win. If they don't, that's fine too. We still gonna win and make it to the national championship and win it.
I love your spunk, man. I love it. This kid, and I'll tell you this, we interview a lot of recruits. We've interviewed a lot of recruits, top recruits in the country. And I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this to blow your head up, I just love that you're outspoken. You say how you feel. And that, to me, is so important when it comes to sports because a lot of people hold back because they're afraid. You know what? I'm afraid what this person's going to think of me if I say this. And you speak from your heart. And I love that about you. And I think that as you move forward in your career, in college, and even professional football, it's going to drive fans to love you. And I'm telling you right now, stay the course. Be yourself because I think who you are as a person will sell to the public.
Yes, sir.
So I could say that about you. But when you look at the game and the speed of the game and the transition of the game with the wide receivers, and now the NFL has opened up the game for the wide receivers. No corners can hold on to anybody. You can't even touch the quarterback anymore. You might as well, if you put a finger on their toe, you're probably going to get a penalty, okay? Yeah. So what do you think of the transition of the new rules in the NFL and you moving forward from college to possibly professional football? How does it work for your game?
I definitely felt when all that first started happening, I definitely didn't like it because football is a contact sport and it's all about being aggressive. So once they took all the aggressiveness out or most of the aggressiveness out, I really did not like that because I felt like, football was getting softer over the years when it was supposed to be an aggressive sport. A lot of people watch football for the aggressive entertainment, seeing people going head to head, hearing that contact with the shoulder pads and hearing the contact with the helmets. So that was definitely a downfall for me because I do like to put my shoulder pads on people's body. And for them to, not really want the quarterback to get touched that much, I didn't really like that. But as far as protecting my body, that does sound good. Coming out of college, going to the NFL, that would help me play longer because I'm protecting my body. So, like I said, that I didn't really like it, but coming from a perspective of protecting my body, that is good.
Is there any – oh, God, sorry.
Go ahead, Speedy.
Oh,
You can go.
I thought he was still saying something. Sorry, Carlos. Is there any one particular NFL coach that if you were to play for them, you would want to play for most?
I don't like the Patriots, but I would love to play for Bill Belichick.
I love you even more. Just for you saying you don't like the Patriots, I love you even more, man. I really do. I mean, we are going to be best friends, man. I am going to make sure that I'm going to be wearing your jersey. Like I said, I will not get your autograph, and if I do get your autograph, I am not going to pay you for it, okay? So just remember that. But I love the fact that you don't like the Patriots, and you do not want to play for Bill Belichick. You do not, because he is the enemy. We is the enemy. Why don't you come over here to New York and come play for one of the New York teams? We'll be happy. We'll be happy to have you here. I know Danny Dimes is here and Sam Darnold, but you know what? I'll kick Sam Darnold out if we can have you, an outspoken, crazy quarterback that's going to go out there and give us your all. And that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see.
Yes, sir.
So, as you guys know, we are talking to Florida Gators quarterback recruit Carlos Del Rio. Is there any influence in your house? I mean, the person that pushed you to really go for your goals as far as playing football or even playing other sports? Was it your mom? Was it your sister? Was it your grandfather? Was it any of them that really pushed you to strive to do what you love to do?
Definitely my middle sister and my dad. My dad pushes me to the max. I would say sometimes I feel like he over pushes me, but he doesn't. It's just, coming from my perspective. But the way he would push me, making me go to like 10 different trainings. I think there was one day where I went to like 4 different trainings after a practice, making me go to camps that I didn't even know of, making me go to workouts that he knew was gonna hurt my body. So he definitely pushed me, but I'm very thankful for that. My sister pushed me when I was younger, coming up playing football. I used to put on my shoulder pads and my helmet and used to get tackling practice in with her. And I think she's about 6 years older than me, 7.
How big is she? How big is she? God almighty. How big is your family?
She's not that big, but she's like, my whole family, we're like, I would say we're solid body.
Mm-hmm.
So like nothing really could hurt our body.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to try to tackle her and she just used to throw me to the ground every time. So that would always push me to just come harder because I would start crying and I just always want to tackle her. So that definitely pushed me to get my body more harder.
Now, I played, I was a big-time hockey recruit, and I hurt my knee, and I was going to be a professional hockey player, and that all fell through when I was a kid. And I will say this, there was nobody that really pushed me because my father and mother weren't sports fans. I just had a God-given talent, and I was a very good athlete. I played every single sport. And what pushed me and drove me was everybody telling me I was too small, wasn't strong enough, didn't have the ability or the athletic ability to compete. And I was the best hockey player. I was one of the best hockey players in the country when I was 16 years old. And I also was one of the youngest United States hockey players being brought to the Junior A Olympic team to play for Team USA. So I know what it's like to really push myself, and I didn't have the background with my family to really push me to do what I did. I really had to do it. I had to really strive to be the better player and to be the better person and be a leader on the ice as well. So when you look at your career, young career, because you're only like 17 years old, man. And you're a young kid, 18 years old, and you're moving forward to college right now, and leadership is so important to your growth. Is there a particular person or player that you reach out to maybe in high school or even college or people that you talk to that really gives you the advice, gives you that feeling or that okay that you know when you go to college you're going to be successful and gives you that pep talk that you need because he's been through it?
Definitely I have a couple of father figures that's like that. For one, my father. Two, I work out with these two receiver trainers,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been with them for a minute. Top Shelf TJ and Top Shelf Coach Brown. They come from a hard place, and they had to grow up at a young age to get where they want to get. So whenever they give me pep talks, they definitely give it to me the hard way, and I'm thankful that they give it to me the hard way. So I have those figures. Definitely my quarterback coach, Coach Sean McAvoy. He gives it to me from a quarterback perspective, letting me know that I'm gonna have to grow up. I'm gonna have to be able to lead the whole team coming in as a freshman, coming in as a young guy, leading players older than me. So I'm definitely gonna have to show my maturity coming in.
In terms of the craziest play, whether it was a trick play, big play that you were involved in, what was the craziest play you've ever been a part of?
Craziest play?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Craziest play.
I can give you a crazy play. We could play a game right now. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to blindfold you, and we're going to stick Speedy over here, my producer, on the wall, and we're going to play pin the tail on the Speedy. How's that sound?
All right, I'm going to do that.
I think that would be a crazy play. I mean, and maybe you'll you hit him in that beard of his or that nose of his. I mean, that schnoz is pretty big, man. So I know you won't miss. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Craziest play would probably be paddock camp my junior year. Early in the season, they, just playing around with these teams. They put me at receiver. Our second string quarterback was at quarterback, and they just told me to go deep. I think we were about the 15-yard going in to the end zone. I ran it and just mossed two people with one hand. And the whole team just went crazy, and we just walked off the field. So that would probably be one of the craziest plays that I've been a part of.
Well, I'm looking at your size, and you're right. You have the size of Cam Newton. You're a little bit smaller. I mean, you're about 6'3". You're about 6'3", 215 pounds. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So you gained a little bit of weight, gained a little muscle. I've been reading about you, man. Trust me. I do my research before I interview you guys, because I do want you to have fun on the show, but I also want to get to know you as a person. And the one thing I've learned about you, like I said, you're outspoken and you have a personality. And I think that's what drives people like me to watch college football, because I want to see the next big superstar. I want to see the next guy up that is going to deliver not only a championship to maybe the Florida Gators, but deliver a championship to some of these kids that are looking at you as somebody they look up to. So I think that you as a person and really as a guy that is a football player, as a football player at one, but also a good Samaritan and wants to help the community and really want to help your family and give your family back some of the stuff that they never had when as you were growing up. I think that's a great thing, and I think knowing you as a person, talking to you right now, I respect you even more.
Thank you.